Nothing. I would like to get a picture of this too. Arielle?
Are we on?
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hello, Angela. So happy to be in the city of Athena with you.
Yes.
In front of Athena's monument to glory.
I'm so happy to have Arielle Guttman with me here in Greece, and we are in Athena. And we're spending some time and have these wonderful conversations. And
Mythology, history, archaeology, the gods, psychology. We are in a deep conversation this morning about Scorpio.
Scorpio, we talked a lot about Scorpio.
Yes, because the coming Venus retrograde and the next star point will be Scorpio.
Yes.
So it's an important theme. And Jupiter's in Scorpio also right now, so it's an important theme of our time at this moment.
Yeah, Venus is going to close this fixed cross that we are experiencing since mid-May. So I think, would you like to talk about it? We are now have this Martian energy, and Uranus and Taurus, of course, has to do with that Venus theme, and we are all like in an energy, more esoteric energy, and we don't, experiencing things from the outside, but not being able to have the control yet.
Right.
So the fact that Venus is closing all this thing, I think it's good, because finally we're going to do whatever we really like. How do you feel about it?
I think if we look at the basic archetypal energy of who is Venus, who is Mars, who is Uranus, and what do they represent, and I was seeing this from the beginning of the year, that men and women, male and female interaction, are having so many questions now. It's been going on for some time, but I think this T-square, this configuration this year could bring things to a certain point. And that is, what is the modern woman? What is the feminine? What is it? What does it mean to be feminine right now? What does it mean to be masculine right now? There's so much gender change going on, and bisexuality and transgender, and fear of declaring that, even if you feel, and Scorpio is a sign where you have very deep feelings, but you sometimes keep them very, very protected,
yes.
Because you are afraid to bring them to the surface, to see what's really there, because you've been taught, you've been trained a certain way. So I think with the feminine energy going retrograde in Scorpio, this sign of deep psychology and feeling, and it's like the reservoir. We talked about the water signs as bodies of water.
Yes.
Cancer is the river, because it just keeps flowing and going and flowing and going. Scorpio's fixed water, it's the lake, it's contained, but lakes can sometimes be enclosed and frozen, and you have the idea of the pure lake, the healing waters of a very pure, crystal clear lake. And then you have the idea of the swamp, the toxic lake that has become impure and polluted. And this is what happens in Scorpio. If the thought process, the feelings, the actual psychological feelings, are allowed to sit for too long and stay underneath the surface and not get the movement they need, the Cancer, the water, the Pisces, the ocean.
The ocean.
If they don't get clear, they can sometimes infect us in ways that are, that affect our health, not just our psychology, our psychological health for sure, but our physical health.
And it's very interesting the fact that you mentioned to me about the lake and the Scorpio while we were in the lake of Guglielmini, which in reality that was amazing.
Yes, we swam in Guglielmini Lake the other day.
Which it's very dangerous, and there's a lot of deaths there because it has all these Daedalus channels underneath.
Yes,
yeah.
And caves. It's surrounded by ancient caves and big high cliffs.
Well, yes. And the interesting thing was that suddenly, as Arielle was sitting, said, okay, let's see the chart, because we were hungry suddenly, remember?
Yes.
Okay, she says, okay, let me see the chart of the moment.
We're
and it
always
was
hungry.
Yes, Jupiter rising, Scorpio, that moment.
Yes.
And Ceres exact conjunction.
Oh, yes.
With Moon in a Virgo.
Yes.
And then you talked me about, the lake, and this is where we were. That was the Scorpion thing.
Yes. And Jupiter was right on the ascendant of Scorpio.
Exactly.
And the Moon was with Ceres and Virgo. At the moment that Ceres and the Moon in Virgo made their connection, suddenly, I'm hungry.
And everybody, and the waiter couldn't.
And we couldn't get our food fast enough because 100 people ordered before us, and the waiters are running around with 100 bottles of water and 100 trays of food, and everybody's hungry.
So you see, astrology, how the patterns are really working, and you can see it. I mean, she just saw the chart. So let me see the chart of the moment. It was amazing. And this is exactly what it was happening.
No matter how many years you study astrology and you think, well, this is how it should be, you can't get over that moment of sheer awe and amazement when the little aspect pattern is happening and it's really being played out in real life right in front of you. There's still such an awe and amazement and excitement over that after all these years.
Yes. And you still find it, and you see it, and you see it. It's wonderful.
Yes.
I love it. So about this year, we had a workshop together, if you remember. That was on December, talking about 2018.
That's right.
And
you gave a most beautiful handout to us about all the precise days of 2018 when there would be exact aspects of importance happening, and it's a very good thing to have, to go through the year and have that.
Yes. So this was a Martian year also, and there are a lot of things were happening this year, so I think it's very important. But you can see it as a Martian year, because we also have these synodic cycles that are continuing. We're going to have another one. Mars was retrograde. And remember, we were talking about, as you said, about the feminine and the masculine side, that when there was this trine of few days ago of
Mars and Venus.
And
air signs, yeah.
Yes, and we said that it was Venus, it's in the position that loves, it's in Libra. And we said, no, he goes retrograde back, and she meets him, and he said, oh no, lady, now. This is what's gonna happen at the end. It's Venus who's gonna say to Mars, oh no, man, now I'm going back, you go.
And Mars is back in Capricorn now, but so there's a little bit, but he will come back to Aquarius while Venus is in Scorpio, and so then they will have the square. And so the conditions of the relationship have changed. In other words, when they had their trine, we might have agreed on something. Libra to Aquarius. But then Mars went retrograde, went back to Capricorn, faced the reality of the situation, and decides, this is too big of a mountain to climb, even though Mars in Capricorn can climb mountains because he's exalted there, and it's a good place for Mars. But by the time he comes back out of Capricorn into Aquarius again, Venus will no longer be in Libra. She will be in Scorpio. And now they're having a square. And meanwhile, they will have met Uranus in Taurus from another square or an opposition. And so the conditions have changed, the terms have changed. And I really think that this has a lot to do with the gender change.
Yes, sorry to interrupt. Also, we have at the end of September, we have a full moon, which is in the first degree of Aries and Libra, which is Venus rule, squared by Saturn.
Yes.
And after that, ruled by Venus. Okay, so Venus will be in Scorpio. You see, the theme is changing a lot for the feminine side at this point. So this is where the feminine side is starting to get some power, or wants to, because you can see that women do have the power.
And the Venus-Mars from Scorpio to Aquarius is like the meeting of fire and ice. Venus in Scorpio is very fiery, very passionate, very engaged with what I want and my desire, and let's get close and let's get intimate. And you know, a lot of people think Scorpio is about sex. It's not so much about sex as it is about intimacy. And intimacy means, it doesn't mean let's just go to bed together and get naked together. It also means, it can be something like, tell me what's going on behind the scenes. What's in your mind right now? What are you feeling? You know, tell me your deepest thoughts right now. Let's share those things. So Venus in Scorpio, that's what she wants in relationship right now. What does Mars in Aquarius want? Leave me alone.
Yeah, independence,
you know?
and oh, I don't have time for this.
I can talk to the masses, and I can give you a wonderful sermon or lecture or whatever, but I can't talk to you personally.
Yeah.
You know,
More
don't
general.
ask me what I'm feeling.
Yes.
you
More
know.
general right now.
And so there's a little bit of, you know, this a little bit off balance between the Scorpio and Aquarius energies. Now they're very attracted to one another.
But difficult
those two
to connect,
signs,
yes.
but very
difficult
to negotiate terms and conditions of how do we both get what we want, because, you know, Aquarius keeps wanting Venus and Scorpio, you know, okay, leave me alone, back off a little, don't get so close, don't look at me so closely, I don't want to be seen that closely, okay? I want to be seen from a distance, okay? So let's move away a little bit. Let's get some space here. Let's get some freedom. And of course, the minute Mars wants freedom and space and says, you know, don't call me so much, don't text me, don't find out what I'm doing, then what does Venus and Scorpio do?
It's crazy.
What's he doing? What's he doing? Why isn't he calling me? Why?
It's crazy. Yes, this is where stacks more. How do you call that? He wants more of that.
Right, exactly. So, you know, Venus is going Scorpio, through Scorpio retrograde. Now, she will eventually wind up back in Libra at the end of the retrograde. But the star point this year is 3 Scorpio, and the most of the retrograde is in Scorpio. And we're going to be coming into that very soon. Venus is in Libra now. She'll be moving into the shadow. When do you think? In another week or so, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the themes that are coming up.
How about the Venus star point?
Yes.
You opened my mind in something, because I have a Venus star point in the 4th degree of Aquarius.
Yes.
So it explained to me a lot about myself and my relationships, as you have talked to me and explained it to me. Because even if I have a lot of Taurus and I do like, being with somebody, I have always had this sense of freedom, don't push me that much, that I didn't know where it was coming from. So now that you have explained it to me, yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Because the star point is the innate gift of Venus to the heart. It's the thing that sets you on fire. And with an Aquarius star point, what sets you on fire? Astrology, the information, helping people, the group, the bigger picture, your friends, your network, you know?
Yes.
And so the detachment that Aquarius feels with Venus there, different from what we were just talking about with Mars retrograde in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, the Venus star point in Aquarius, Venus is, you know, what turns me on, what ignites me, what makes me feel connected, what am I in love with, you know, and the bigger picture is possibly for many Aquarius star points is, I love you, honey, but I need to be with the group now. I need to do my work. I need to work on my program. I want to do my research. I want to, you know.
Yes, and it was
like,
eclipsed this summer, right?
Right,
4th degree.
exactly.
Also, your Venus star point is
my Venus
sun.
star point is Aries. Yeah. Yeah.
With my son,
with your son.
We have
and we have heart connections. Wherever our star point is, we have heart connections, very strong heart connections with people whose planets are close.
Yeah, you're going to have, you're going to participate on OPA live panel.
And a live OPA.
Yes, September 9th, I think.
I think so, yes.
And so you're going to talk about the
Venus cycle.
Wow.
And really, the topic for that is my topic, because I think other people are going to be talking about Venus too, since it's coming up. But my topic will be about the Venus retrograde and why the retrograde of Venus is so important to the overall cycle of Venus, because I see it as the ending of a period and the beginning of the next, because it's a 1.6 year time period between one retrograde and the next. And so it's like the Venus year is actually 1.6, which is a Fibonacci equation, or phi ratio, which is the ratio of perfect harmony and beauty. And what is Venus?
Beauty
and harmony. So
I'm
going to, you know, I'm going to approach it from that point of view. Venus, the pattern of harmony and beauty.
Perfect. And also, as we have discussed, Venus has two sides, at least in the Hellenic version. It has the Panthymus and the Urania. Urania means the sky, not the Uranian. It's the sky. That's the Greek. This is what it means in Urania.
But Uranus is the sky god,
exactly.
so it matches. It fits.
So we have the Taurus, and we have also the Libra. Amazing!
We're watching a whole group of people go.
This on 2 wheels.
On what is that?
I think that's a motorcycle with
their
one wheel.
Their hands are on handlebars like a bicycle, but it's two
not
little wheels, and they're standing up, and
mechanical.
they're just rolling down the street. It's interesting.
We should have one, huh?
Mechanical. I should have one of those. Hard to walk.
So this is an opening to a Venus period, a lot, of course, with Uranus and being in Taurus, and we're having the retrograde period of Venus, a lot of Venus. It's a combination. This is how it closes also, because mid-November, it's like, whoops, everything, it's like
suddenly
yes,
everything will be clear by mid-November.
Exactly.
It's been a year of retrograde after retrograde after retrograde, and for most of the year the star point has been Capricorn, and it's like,
how do you think about that?
Moving through mud.
Yes, it was with Pluto.
Slogging through.
It was with Pluto.
It was with Pluto, and the next star point is in Scorpio, Pluto's rulership. So it's still Plutonian.
Exactly.
But in a different way.
So
And
it
I
has to do
think
with
when we look back at
metamorphosis?
this time, you may not see it now because we're in a secretive time right now, this year and going into the next year, until June of 2020 when, until August of 2019 when the next star point will be Leo. But I think we will look back on this time and see that it has been kind of a secretive, things going on underneath the surface that we're not quite aware of until later. We can't see them now. And I think we will find this out not only about the heads of state and government meetings and people meeting and the whole Russian thing and our president cozying up to the Russian president, and it's like, yeah, what was that all about? You know, we won't find out what that's really all about until, I mean, we're still in this very secretive thing. But even in your close relationship and family, there's things. If you have, what I want to say personally is if you have secrets right now that you're holding on to, especially when we get to the Scorpio star point, if they are starting to come up to the surface and tormenting you or bothering you at some level where you know it's not comfortable keeping the secret anymore, but at the same time you don't know how to bring it out because it's going to be a shock for people, or it could even hurt people.
But now it hurts you.
But it's hurting you keeping it in. So you have to kind of negotiate what you're going to do with that information.
Perfect. Oh, I love this conversation that we had.
Yes, and look at who's in the background. It's Athena up here.
Yes, we have wisdom with us and with you. So, thank you very, very much for this video.
Thank you. I just love being here.
Thank you all from Athena, from me and Arielle. Bye-bye.
Kalinita.
Kalimik.